Oh. Mm. Oh, okay. Okay. So, hi everyone. So this is a recorded lecture. So this is under finals now, of course. And this is actually a continuation lang of the Laplace transform. Kasi si Laplace transform, ginagamit talaga siya to solve differential equations. So later on, no, during the discussion, we will be dealing with initial value problems. Pag sinabi mo initial value problems, I think napasadahan niyo siya before sa differential equations nyo. Binibigyan ka ng isang equation, of course, that involves um, a DE problem, no? That involves a condition, no? Kaya nga siya tinawag na initial value problem. So, um, before tayo mag-solve ng ganon, we must first understand paano ba tayo transform, no, ng isang derivative. So, before kasi, I've mentioned to you, no, that the Laplace, no, of a certain function that is in terms of t. Actually, there's a reason why kung bakit t yung variable na ginagamit natin dyan. T stands for a time domain, no. Ang Laplace transform kasi, no, si Laplace transform is now get transform. But because we are transforming a function that is in time domain, time domain, into a Laplace domain, or tinatawag din natin siya as S-domain. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, yung mga output ng isang Laplace transform is always in terms of S. Okay? So, going back, no, Laplace transform, alam natin that the formula for this one is the integral of e raised to negative st multiplied by function in terms of t dt with limits from 0 to infinity. Ano? So, kapag ang ating function here, no, is derived such that we are getting the Laplace transform, no, of f prime of t, that will now become the integral of e raised to negative st times the derivative of that function, which is f prime of t, okay, dt with limits from 0 to infinity. And as we all know, since meron tayong ibang function here that is very unrelated to e raised to negative st, ang ginagawa natin dyan para ma-integrate natin siya is ginagamitan natin siya ng IDP. So recall, no, based sa ating mga previous discussions, we do know that IDP has, or the integration by parts, no, has a formula that is the integral of u dv is equal to uv minus in the integral of v du. And before, napansin nyo din na nasabi ko na ang pinipili lagi natin na dv is this one, no? Si e raised to negative st dt. Kasi before, yung mga problems natin, ang applicable lagyan or applicable, i-integrate is the e raised to negative st dt kasi mas madaling i-derive yung function dito. Kasi hindi pa yung derive, no? Pero, in this case, since yung ating function dito is not f of t but rather f prime of t, mas pinipili natin na gamitin to as the dv, this one, as our dv. Ay, sorry. Ano ba to? Yan. Yan. Okay. This will now become our dv kasi kapag in-integrate natin yan, this will only give us f of t, which is easier, no, compared kung gagawin natin si f prime of t as the u, no. So kapag i-derive kasi natin, para maintindihan yung sinasabi ko, ano, kapag pinili kasi natin to, for example, no, pinili natin to as our u, this one, si f prime of t, f prime of t. Bakit galaxy yung aking ink dito? Anyway, kapag dinerive natin to in terms of t, magiging f double prime of t. Magiging mas complicated kasi magiging higher derivative siya eh. Compared kung gagawin natin to as our dv, kapag in-integrate natin siya, that will give us f of t. Kasi nga, the opposite of a derivative is the integral. So, kapag in-integrate natin yung isang derivative, babalik lang siya sa original version niya, which will become f of t. And at the same time, paano kapag pinili natin si e raised to negative st dt as our u? Mas madali lang din siyang i-derive kasi we do know that the derivative of e raised to u is eu pa rin, no? So, okay lang. So, sige, balik tayo dito. Ayan. So, again, pipiliin ko as my dv is f prime of t such that kapag kinailangan ko ng v, i-integrate ko lang siya. Because the derivative, or sorry, the integral of dv will only give me v. And again, based dito sa context natin, no, the integral of f prime of t will be f of t. So, easier siya compared kung gagawin natin siya as our u. No. I hope you get that point. So going back na, our u here is now e raised to negative st. And kapag dinerive po natin siya, so that du all over dt, no, ano yung magiging derivative niya? This will be negative s, kasi s is a constant na, e raised to negative s. So kapag plinag po natin siya sa ating formula for the IBP, that will give us, okay, u here is e raised to negative st. Your v here is, okay, f prime of t. Okay? So again, kapag ganito, ginagawa natin, hinihimay natin. So, ginagawa muna natin is the first term. So, yun muna yung gagawin natin. Mamaya natin idudugsong yung minus integral of v du kasi medyo nakakalito yun. Okay? So, here, from here, yan. Apply natin siya or evaluate natin siya using the given limits. So, alam natin na kapag nag-plug nga po tayo ng very, very high number, so for example, 9999999, dito, no, sa t, for example, dito, ma'am, paano ito? Huwag mo pakialaman yan. Ang pakialaman mo lang is yung pwede mong galawin, which is ito. You know, this one, this one, this one. Okay? So, with that, no, kapag plinagan natin to ng this one, si t, ng very, very high number, that will give us 0 as an answer, no? And 0, when multiplied by f of t, no, will also give us 0. Kaya 0 na lagi natin dyan. Kaya sabi ko kanina, kahit hindi mo na lang lagyan ng value yung f of t, no? Kasi yung pwede mo lang galawin, yun na lang galawin mo. Okay? Minus, so pag plinagan naman natin to, this one, again, this one, si e raised to negative st, yung t dyan na exponent, kapag plinagan natin ng 0, that will give us an answer of 1. So, that will give us 1 times f, instead of t, okay, plinagan natin siya ngayon ng value, which is 0. Kaya, the final answer for the first term is negative f of 0. So, lagyan natin to ng asterisk para mamaya pabalikan natin siya. Okay. So, dito ko na lang i-continue ha. Continued. Okay. So, ito naman. No. gawin ko tong, ay bawal ata ibahin yung color nito. Anyway, sige, dito naman tayo sa second term. Okay. This will become negative integral of our v here is f of t, okay? And our du here is negative, lagyan ko na ito ng bracket, negative s e raised to negative s t. Pwede natin ilagay dito, transpose natin dito, okay? So this will become dt. Again, limits from 0 to infinity. And again, sabi nga natin, si s here is an arbitrary constant. So, pwede natin siya ilabas. No? So, kapag ilabas natin siya together with the negative sign here, that will become positive. So, this will become positive s integral of f of t e raised to negative st dt 0 to infinity. And I think this is very, very familiar since this is simply the formula for the Laplace. And diba, before, nabanggit ko din that the Laplace of any function here is equivalent to f of s, to a function that is now in terms of s. Na ito yung mga nakikita nyo sa libro kung nagbabasa kayo. No? So, instead of writing f of t dito, this one, instead of writing this one, I'll write this one. Okay lang. Pero ma'am, pwede pang isulat ko to. Okay lang naman. Pero again, our final answer should always be in terms of s. Kaya ang pipiliin ko na representation of this one, of this equation here is this one, not this one. Okay? So kapag ginawa ko yon, the answer for the second term will be s times f of s. So, ma'am, ano po yung answer to cut it short, no? It means that the final answer po is simply equal to s f of s minus f of 0. Mamaya i-apply natin siya. Pero this is simply an explanation behind the first theorem for the Laplace transform of derivatives. No, s times f of s minus f of 0. And kadalasan, itong f of 0, ito yung sinaset nila na condition. Okay? Itong f of 0, based sa mga questions na ma-encounter natin mamaya, binibigyan ito ng value initially. Kaya nga siya tinawag na initial value problem. So si examiner talaga yung nagbibigay ng value dyan. Ayan. But again, I'd like to remind everyone that this formula is exclusively for first derivatives lang. Okay? So, applicable lang siya for y prime, for f prime of t, for dy all over dt. Hala, mama, akala ko ba d over x? Dy over dx tayo. Again, we are deriving in terms of the time domain. Kaya puti na yan, hindi na x, no? As opposed to the independent variables na na-encounter natin before sa integral calculus and sa differential calculus. Okay, so again, this is the formula for getting the Laplace transform of a function in its first derivative. Okay, first derivative only. Iba po yung ating formula na sinusunod for those na higher order derivatives. Okay, so ngayon, magdi-discuss naman tayo ng higher order derivatives. So tapos na tayo dyan. Okay, ito na lang ako. Sige. Anyway, for higher order derivative, so magsisimula ako sa second derivative, ha. Ayan. By the way, if you have questions, for example, meron kayong hindi maintindihan na part or gustong ipa-clear na part, pwede nyo naman akong i-chat, i-message, wag lang super gabi kasi tulog na po ako nun. Nagre-record ba to? Nagre-record nga. Okay. So let's have the explanation for the formula for the Laplace transform ng mga higher order derivatives starting from the second derivative. Okay? So, paano po kapag yung aking Laplace transform naman involves a function in its second derivative? Baka lang magulat kayo ha, hindi laging ganan yung representation natin ng derivative. So, pwedeng ang ma-represent sa inyo sa problem, sa exams, sa quizzes, is ganito yung itsura niya, no? dy all over dt. Yan, pwedeng ganan. No? Or, pwede din naman na ganan. No? Iisa lang yan. Iisa lang po yung process natin. Iisa lang din po yung formula na susundin natin. Regardless of the representation of the derivative no, of a function, same pa rin po yung formula. Wala pong mababago doon. Nag-iba lang po tayo ng representation. But again, pwede po ba mag-combine ng iba't ibang representations? For example, sa quiz no, or sa exam, ang initial na binigay sa'yo ng examiner na representation of the derivative of a certain function is ganito. Tapos, during your solution no, and during the final answer, ang ginamit mo na representation ay katulad na ganito. No? Or di kaya ganito kasi mas trip mo yung y. Yan. Diyan po tayo kakaproblema. Again, we have to be very, very consistent dun sa nasimula natin. So, kung ang nasimulan po natin is f of t, yung representation natin ng function, ganun po yung ating magiging representation all throughout our solutions and all throughout our final answer. Hindi po tayo pwedeng pabago-bago. Masama po yun. Ano po? O sige, let's proceed. A reminder lang naman yun. Okay? Ayan. So, okay. So, paano po pag ganan? Ganun pa rin. You always start with the formula. Okay? So, alam natin that the Laplace transform of a function that is not derived is ganito. But then again, second derivative na yung ating involved na function. So instead of writing f of t, no, I'll write the integral of e raised to negative st, and this time I will write f double prime of t dt with limits from 0 to infinity. And ganun pa rin, no? Same pa rin. What I'll do is I will use IBP kasi magkaiba siyang functions that are very, very unrelated to each other. So, for IBP, mamimili lang ako ng isang U and ng isang DV. And katulad nga po kanina, I chose f prime of t as my DV. And integrating this one will provide me V, and integrating this one again will provide me f prime of t. Kapag nag-integrate tayo ng isang derivative, binabawasan lang natin siya ng isang kuhit sa taas. Okay? So, yun. Next is u. No. U here is negative st. And again, katulad kanina, we will just derive u with respect to t, and that will give us negative se raised to negative st. And transposing here para palitan natin siya dito, no? Nalagay natin si dt dito para mawala na siya dito. Okay, so erasin ko lang. Ayan. Okay. So with that, no, let's just apply the formula for the IBP. Again, our IBP, ulit-ulitin ko sa inyo para hindi nyo mailimutan, no, is the integral of u dv is equal to uv minus integral of v du. And that will provide us with, plug in the values ha, provide us with a solution e raised to negative st times our v here, which is f prime of t. Move lang ako ng kontian lang. Minus the integral of f prime of t, okay, and our du. And our du here is negative se raised to negative st dt. Ma'am, sabihin mo kanina, himay-himay na. It's okay. Nadiretso ako kasi wala nang magagawa. Alam ang pahiin ko na naman. So, okay lang. So, ang gawin na natin, unahin natin to. No. Okay. Yan. Ito muna magfo-focus. Okay. So, pag ginawa ko yan, no, alam natin actually that this one, f prime of t, may ganun na tayong formula. Ito. So, okay lang ba? Okay lang ba talaga na ibahin ko siya? So, instead of writing f prime of t, I will now write, okay, s, f of s, minus f of 0. Okay? With limits, of course, from 0 to infinity. Mag-evaluate ka pa rin before ka mag-proceed sa second term. Okay? So, kapag ginawa po natin yan, ano lang, hindi pala. Pwede natin siyang hindi muna i-expound. Sorry na. No, sige. Kasi mas gugulo. Ganyan na lang muna. Okay? So, what I'll do here is e raised to negative st times f prime of t. Ayan. With limits from 0 to infinity. Kasi kapag in-expound natin siya, medyo hahaba yung solution natin. But again, it will still arrive with the same answer. So better kung paikliin natin yung ating solution. So kung gusto niyo naman mag-proceed dun sa medyo mahabang solution, dun sa expounded form, okay lang din naman. But again, I'd like my board very simple lang. Kaya, and ito na lang yung ginawa ko na. Yan, hindi natin distribute pa. Okay? Game. Kapag pinaggan ko to, ito, si e raised to negative st, si t na exponent, kapag naglagay ako ng very, very high number, no, 99999, so on and so forth, no, again, that will still give me an answer of 0. Okay? Minus, pag-proceed ako dun sa 0 na limit, no, yung lower limit. Pag naglagay ako ng 0 dun sa t as my exponent, no, that will still give me 1 times f prime of 0 in this case. So with that, no, this will be negative f prime of 0. So this is the answer for the first term. Yan. Okay na yan. Okay? So, punta naman tayo dito sa second term. Okay. So, ngayon, ganun din, katulad kanina, sorry, hindi ko siya nalagyan ng limits, no? Katulad kanina, linabasan natin ito, this one, si negative s dyan, kasi sabi nga natin, negative s or s is an arbitrary constant. So, okay lang, pwede natin siyang ilabas. So, negative times negative will again give us positive. So, therefore, this will become positive integral of 0 to infinity, no? As the limits, integral of e raised to negative st f prime of t dt. Okay, so again, this one, this here, is actually, ayan, kamukha niya to. No, asan na yun? Ayan, this one. This one. So, okay lang ba? Palitan ko siya. Yan. So, this time, gagawin ko, no, this will be written as S Laplace transform of f prime of t. Yan, okay na yan. Kasi ito, this one, this equation here, this one, this equation here, hindi ko siya ma-select. It's actually the same, no, is equal to this one. Kaya, rewrite ko na lang siya as the integral, the Laplace transform of f prime of t. But again, we already know this. No, we already know the formula for this one. So, okay lang, i-plug ko na lang yung nasolve natin kanina, which is ito. Okay? So, okay lang ba na, instead of writing Laplace transform, kasi sabi nga natin, all of the output, all of the variables sa output natin should be in terms of the Laplace domain or the S domain. So, paano magiging ganon kung may bahid ng t dyan? So, okay lang ba palitan ko lahat to ng S, f of S, minus f of 0? And doing so will make me, distribute everything. So, that means, na kapag distribute ko siya, s squared, this will become s squared f of s minus s f of 0. So, kapag kinombine ko siya with this one, the final formula pala for the Laplace transform of any higher order derivative. Okay, again, the Laplace transform of any function with a higher order derivative. Pag sinabi natin higher order derivative, those are functions with a derivative greater than 1. So, okay lang ba instead of writing 2, gawin ko siyang n. Okay, kasi any higher order derivative naman of t, okay, is equal to what? This will now become s raised to n, okay, f of s, Okay, mamaya lalagyan ko 'yan ng ibang representation kasi baka mamaya, magulat kayo bakit gano'n na yung akala ko f of s bakit naging y of s, gano'n. So, baka lang magulat kayo kaya i-re-represent natin siya in all of the forms possible, 'no. Minus, okay, s n minus 1 f of 0 minus, lagi siyang minus. Yes. Okay? S n minus 2, okay? F prime of 0 minus, sorry, so on so forth. Yan. Hanggang sa mawala yung S. Okay? This will now become n minus 1 of 0. May pattern yan. Now, yung yung amount or yung number ng derivatives is actually equal to the highest exponent ng S. So for example, second derivative, matik, itong highest order or highest exponent ng S mo should be 2 as well. Okay, then f of s minus, bawasan mo lang ng isa, so that will leave you with 1 as the exponent, f of 0. Minus, so magiging 0 to, di ba? Kapag nawala na yung s dyan, sorry. Kasi di ba, s raised to 0 will be 1, automatic 1. Kasi anything you raise to 0 will be 1. So meaning to say, kapag nawala yung s dyan, automatic malalagyan ng prime. Minus, so on and so forth. Okay, so yun yung pattern doon, yun yung technique doon. Kahit hindi mo na memorizein yung explanation behind that, if alam mo yung technique or alam mo yung pattern when it comes to memorizing or familiarizing yourselves with the formula no Laplace transform of any derivative, higher order derivative, makukuha mo na siya. So again, ulitin ko lang, kung ano to, okay, yun din ito. Sabihin, yun din yung highest exponent nung S mo. Okay? Then, kadugsong agad siya ng f of s. Minus s and minus 1. So, sabihin, babawasan mo lang siya ng isa. At will leave you with s na lang. Then, ganun pa rin. As long as andun si s, as long as may katabing s yung f mo, hindi malalagyan ng prime. Okay? Hindi siya madederive. Okay? So, with this, s, f of 0. Okay, kasi may ibahid ka pa rin ng s dyan. Minus s and minus 2. So that will become 2 minus 2. That will become 0. Anything you raise to 0 will become 1. Automatic 1. So technically, mawawala yung s dyan kasi magiging 1 na siya, right? Since mawawala yung s dyan, kunwari mawawala yung s dyan, magkakaroon o madadagdagan ngayon ng prime. So parang ganun, parang pag may nawala, may dadating. May madadagdagan. Madadagdag sa buhay mo, ganun. Which is ito, itong prime. Okay? And then so on and so forth. Ganun lang siya. Tuloy-tuloy lang siya. Okay? So, para mas ma-appreciate natin siya, no, let's have an example. This involves IVP or initial value problems. So, dito, no, I hope naalala nyo pa yung differential equations nyo kasi if hindi nyo alam yung differential equations nyo, if you're not at least familiar with the types of differential equations, we have the ODE, no? And we also have the partial, no? Yeah. So, kapag hindi tayo familiar sa mga ganon, may hirapan tayo mag-decide kung ano yung gagawin natin na technique for solving initial value problems. Okay? So, let's have the first problem. Okay. So, again, there's an example of initial value problem. So, dy all over dt plus 3y is equal to 13 sine 2 of t. And sabi ko nga kanina, kapag initial value problem, malalaman mong initial value problem yung hinain sa'yo sa exam or sa quiz. Kung unang-una, no, yung independent variable mo iisa. Kasi 'di ba kapag differential equations, kung naalala nyo, pwedeng mayroon tayong iba't ibang independent variable. Pag sinabi independent variable, ito yung nasa baba. For example, in this case, no, ang independent variable natin dito is t. No? But since, again, iisa lang yung independent variable natin dyan, okay, this is considered as an ordinary differential equation. And again, that's one of the conditions ng isang IVP or ng isang initial value problem. Your differential equation should be ordinary. Kailangan ODE. Okay? Yan yung first condition. Second condition, Okay? Dapat may binibigay sa'yo na condition. Kaya nga siya initial value problem. Initially, mayroon kang value. Initially, yung question involves or includes a value, a certain value. Okay? So, again, dapat meron kang condition. Kung walang condition na binigay sa'yo yung examiner, no, tapos sinabi dyan, explicit yung sinabi na isa siyang IVP, o humingi ka na ngayon ng value dun sa examiner mo. It means that erroneous yung question. No, walang solution. Kasi nga, IVP, tapos walang binigay sa'yo ng condition. Okay? First condition, let's check. Since dito sa question natin, isa lang yung independent variable natin, which is t, it satisfies the first condition that this is an ordinary differential equation. Second, meron ba siyang condition? Meron, hindi ko lang nasulat. Ang condition po nan is that for y of 0, no, this is equal to 6. Yan ngayon yung initial value or yung value or yung condition na pinipigay sa'yo ng examiner. And nalimutan ko, sabi ko nga po pala sa inyo, no, na lahat ng possible na representations ng ating formula or ng ating output, no, ay ilalagay ko dito. Kasi baka mamaya magulat kayo, bakit ganun yung ano? Bakit ganun yung sagot ni ma'am? Akala ko ba f of s? Bakit naging y of s? Kasi nga po, di ba, sa algebra natin, f of t can be written as y. Tama? So, okay lang, instead of writing, no, f of s, I can write this or I can represent this as s raised to n y of s. And kung papansin nyo, no, ang capitalized lang dyan is the first f, no, yung f na katabi ng s na mayroong highest exponent. Yan. And then the succeeding variables here will now be in lowercase. So for example, no, minus s raised to n minus 1, y of 0 minus s raised to n minus 2, y prime of 0, and so on and so forth. No? Baka lang kasi magulat kayo na mamaya sa mga answers natin. So, going back. Yan. Okay. So, ang gagawin natin dito is iisa-isahin natin siya. Bawat term dyan will be transformed into the S domain. So again, ako, ayoko siyang pagsabay-sabayin. Dapat isa-isa lang tayo. Ano? So gagawin lang po natin dyan, hihimayin po natin or iisa-isahin lang po natin siya. So I will start with this one. No. Okay? So this will be the Laplace transform of dy all over dt. Eh ma'am, question no, ako kasi, hindi ako sanay ma'am magsulat or mag-represent ng isang derivative in terms of dy of dt. Okay lang po ba na suwayin ko yung examiner or suwayin ko po yung tanong? What do I mean by that? Halimbawa, ang binigay sa ni examiner ay dy all over dt. Okay lang po ba ma'am na hindi ko siya sundin? Ibahin ko na agad siya una pa lang. Meaning to say, instead of writing this one, since ayaw ko nga nito kasi nga nakakalito siya, no? And ang daming sulat-sulat kasi nga may fraction na involved, no? Iibahin ko na agad yung representation niya in such way na ganito ko na siya kaagad i-represent, no, as y, no, as y, or y prime, to be exact. Okay lang po yun. As long as, nung una pa lang, binago mo na agad. And then, all throughout, during the solution, consistent ka. Okay? So, sige, solve tayo. So, pag ginawa ko po yan, no, I will now have the Laplace transform of y prime. And kahit hindi na po natin ipakita yung mano-mano nating pag-expound o pagkuha nan, no, as long as nung una pa lang, no, na acquire na agad natin siya, pwedeng ito na lang yung gamitin natin. Kasi masyadong hahaba yung ating board. And sabi ko nga kanina, I want my board to be very, very simple, no. So, alam natin that this is equal. At sa baba ko isusulat kasi mawawala ako ng space for 3y. Ayan. Okay. Anyway, alam natin that this is equal since first derivative lang naman siya. This is equal to s, f of s, minus f of 0. Or y. Sige, pahihin ko siya. Kasi sabi ko nga kanina gusto ko in terms of y, di ba? So, pahihin ko na agad siya. Gawin ko na agad siyang y of 0. Tapos gagawin ko din itong s, y of s. So this is s, y of s minus y of 0. Ayan. Since sabi ng examiner sa'yo, binigyan ka ng condition, no, that for y of 0, you will have 6. So, okay lang, palitan ko na agad siya. This will now become, for the first term, no, the Laplace transform of that is s y of s minus 6. Oh, this is for the first term. Highlighted ko. Ayan. Okay. So, pantay. Okay. So, this is for the first term. Let's proceed with the second term. Okay. So, okay lang ba? Hindi ko na isama sa aking Laplace transform yung 3 since 3 is a coefficient. So, meaning to say, ang ilalaplace ko lang po dito is dy. And alam din natin na kahit hindi natin siya isolve. Kasi before, sa ating mga problems, no, even before yung pinakauna nating discussion regarding the Laplace transform, we do know that the Laplace transform of f of t will simply provide me with f of s. Dito, y siya. Binago ko lang naman siya kasi sabi nga natin, f of t is also equal to y. So, meaning to say that the Laplace transform of y is still equal to y of s. Binago lang din natin yung presentation. Ano pa? So, meaning to say, this is simply 3y of s. Okay? Second term. Okay na yan. Okay, let's proceed with this one. Okay lang, ilabas ko din muna si 13 since 13 here is a coefficient. So this will now be 13 Laplace transform of sine 2t, sorry. And then again, kahit hindi ko siya ipakita, I mean yung integrated version of the solution, okay lang gamitan ko siya ng what do you call this? Gamitan ko siya ngayon ng shortcut using the Laplace table, no? So, alam natin that for the Laplace transform of sine k t, wherein k here, wherein k here is a constant, no? That will give us k all over s squared plus k squared. Ayan. So, kapag ginawa po natin yan dito, this will now be 13 times, since k here is equal to 2, that will give me 2 all over s squared plus 4. And combining everything, that will provide me with 26 all over s squared plus 4. Hindi pa po tayo tapos. Okay, so this is for the third term. Now, ngayon, kapag kinambay natin siya lahat, continuation. Continued. Ayan. Combine ko lang lahat ha. This is s, y of s, minus 6, plus 3y of s is equal to 26 all over s squared plus 4. Ano po yung goal natin pagdating sa ganan? I-isolate po si y of s. Okay, so gagawin natin, kukombine natin to, and then okay lang si 6, ilipat ko na agad. So, since y of s is common for this one and common for this one, okay lang, ilalabas ko siya, ifa-factor out ko si y of s. Kapag ginawa ko po yun, y of s here is multiplied with s plus 3. Saan po galing sa s plus 3? Ito at ito. No. And at the same time, now this will become 26 all over s squared plus 4 plus 6. Kasi nga po, transpose natin si 6 sa kabila. And then at the same time, again, ang gusto ko nga po is ma-isolate si y of s. And kapag minultiply ko both sides by 1 all over s plus 3, okay, ma-attain ko yung goal ko. So, gawin ko lang siya. Wait lang. Ayan. Cancel. That will provide me with y of s is equal to 26 all over s squared plus 4. Okay. Ayan. And then, multiplyan ko lang siya ng s squared plus, s plus 3 din. S plus 3 plus 6 all over s plus 3. Ayan. Kasi hindi ko po pwedeng ipag-combine kasi si 6 po dyan is a whole number. Yan. So, si 1 all over s plus 3, kailangan ko i-distribute for both terms kasi they are separated by an addition property. Na okay lang siya kung siya ay multiplication property, but in this context kasi we are presented with an addition property. And I think, alam na natin yung mangyayari dito na this involves a partial fraction. Okay? So, question. Paano po yan, ma'am? Sabi mo before, sa partial fractions, naghahanap tayo ng unknown values for the numerator. And then yung denominator, ma-extract natin siya dito. Dito sa mga terms dito. This yung denominator. Which is correct. However, medyo mahirap pa siya, medyo magulo kasi unang-una, kung titingnan mo, parang dami. May s squared plus 4 ka, tapos may s plus 3 ka dito, tapos may s plus 3 ka din dito. Hindi po ba pwede na ipag-combine natin siya? And what better way? Kasi, wait lang ha, baka isipin ng iba dyan. Okay, ma'am, ipagko-cross-multiply ko. Cross-multiply ko dito, cross-multiply ko dito, cross-multiply ko dito. Okay lang naman, kaso medyo ang daming galaw, di ba? Kasi parang si 26, didistribute ko pa kay s plus 3. Tapos si s squared plus 4, kailangan pa siya i-multiply kay s plus 3 bago mo siya i-multiply kay 6. Ang daming galaw. Di ba? So, ano yung pwede mo gawing technique para maging common fraction sila? Di ba kapag common fractions, mas madali mo siyang ipag-add. Di ba? Kasi hindi ka pwedeng mag-add kapag hindi sila common eh. Alam nga, di ba? So, what do I mean by that? No. Sige, simplihan natin. 1/3 plus 1/3. O, kapag ganan, pwede mo lang sila pag-combine kapag same sila ng denominator. Pwede mo sila ipag-add simply kapag same sila ng denominator. However, in this case kasi, hindi sila same ng denominator. Yes, pareha silang may s plus 3 sa both terms. However, paano to? Paano si s squared plus 4? Okay? So, saan ako or paano ko malalagyan itong second term ng s squared plus 4? Siyempre, wala akong kausap ngayon. Walang sasagot sa akin, ano? Okay. Okay lang ba na mag-imagine ako na dito ko lang pwede mag-imagine ha. Wag sa totoong buhay kasi medyo weird yun. Ano? Okay. Wala akong ibang color. Di ba pwede mag-iba dito ng color? Parang hindi. Anyway. Sige. Ito na lang. Ito pala. Gawin kong orange. Hindi. Yellow na lang. Ayan. Okay. Okay lang. Hindi pala. Hindi siya kita. Hindi siya okay. Dito ako. Ayan. Okay lang ba na mag-imagine ako na meron ditong s squared plus 4? Pero paano yun, ma'am? No? Sabi mo, mag-imagine ka na merong s squared plus 4, itong si 6 all over s plus 3. Meron siyang s squared plus 4. Kunwari, pero hindi ba parang hindi siya tama kasi mababago yung equation natin. Hindi siya tama, oo. Kung ganon. Kung s squared, kung 1 all over s squared plus 4 lang yung ating ididikit kay 6 all over s plus 3. Hindi siya tama, no? Pero, 'di ba? Kapag may s squared plus 4 din siya sa numerator, parang wala tayong inad such that, sige, pasimplihin ulit natin yung concept dito, no? 2 all over 2 is simply equal to 1. So, technically, kapag ito ay pinag-divide natin, magiging 1 lang siya. So, kung parang wala tayong minumultiply talaga kay 6 all over s plus 3. Pero technically, meron. So, I hope you're getting my point, no? Na para makapaglagay tayo ng s squared plus 4 sa denominator ng 6 all over s plus 3 para maging common factor sila at may add natin sila sa isa't isa. No, kailangan may madikit din tayo sa numerator para kunwari wala tayong ginawa. Para kunwari, nagmumultiply lang tayo ng 1 kay 6 all over s plus 3. I hope you're getting my point. No, so dito muna ako focus kay term 2. Medyo mahaba yung solutions, no? Ganun talaga, no? Pagdating sa Laplace transform ng mga derivatives, especially kung hindi pala, ano ba term doon? Nag-layout sa'yo, i-Englishin ko na lang, nag-layout sa'yo ng isang IVP na problem, initial value problem, no? medyo mahaba po talaga yung solutions natin. Okay? So anyway, sige, dito muna ako focus kay term 2. Okay? Pag si 6 ay distribute ko sa numerator, that will provide me with a new term for term 2, which is now 6s squared plus 24. All over, now this time, parehas na sila ng denominator ni 26. Okay? So, instead of writing simply s plus 3, I will now write s squared, s squared plus 4 times s plus 3. And this time, pwede ko na silang ipag-combine. Kasi same na po sila. Common fractions na sila. Okay? So, we're writing everything, no? Ayan. So, we're writing everything going back to black. No. Back to black. Y of s is now equal to 26 all over s squared plus 4 times s plus 3 plus 6s squared plus 24 all over s squared plus 4 times s plus 3. And since sila po ay same na ng denominator, they are now considered as common fractions, pwede ko nang ipag-combine. So this will now become 6s squared plus 24 plus 26 will now give me 50 all over s squared plus 4 times s plus 3. Tapos na po ba tayo? Siyempre, hindi pa po. No? Kasi hindi pa po tayo nakakapag-partial fractions. Gumawa lang po tayo ng isang partial fraction, pero hindi pa po natin siya nasa-solve. Meaning to say, wala po tayo nasa-solve na unknown variable. Wala po tayo nasa-solve na A and B. Diba? Ganun tayo mag-solve ng partial fractions. Sobrang haba ng pinag-iimi ko kanina. Wala pa pala tayo dun sa kalahati ng solution. Okay? Gumawa lang po tayo ng partial fraction. Hindi pa po tayo nagsosolve. Okay? So, ayan. Instead of writing y of s, okay lang ba para makapag-apply na ako ng partial fraction? Tapos tayo sa first problem, no? Instead of writing y of s, I will now write 6s squared plus 50 all over s squared plus 4 times s plus 3. And now, pwede tayong mag-partial fraction. Sa wakas, So, isusunod ko muna sa first term will be the denominator na walang exponent na iba. Or meaning to say, linear siya. So, sunod ko sa s plus 3. Okay. Ayan. So, lagay ako dito ng isang a or unknown variable. And then for the second term, I will write s squared plus 4 as my denominator. But again, hindi po siya simply b. No, kasi kadalasan, sa mga previous examples natin, yung second term is simply b. Kasi nga po, linear yung kanyang denominator din. Pero this time kasi, quadratic na. Quadratic yung ating denominator. So, what does that mean? Kapag quadratic po yung ating denominator, yung numerator po niya will be composed of two variables, two unknown variables. Meaning to say, this will be bs plus c. And then we proceed. Okay? Let's proceed. Okay. Kunwari, nagsulat ako dito ng multiply natin sa s plus 3 and s squared plus 4. So that will give me, for the left side, that will leave me with 6s squared plus 50. And for the right side, for the first term sa right side, kapag nag-multiply po ako sa kanya ng, tinakluban ko si s plus 3, no? Hindi nyo kita yung kamay ko, syempre. Pero kunwari, tinakluban ko si s plus 3. That means that a here will be multiplied by s squared plus 4. So distributing everything, no? This will be as squared plus 4a. Let's proceed naman doon sa bs plus c. So, kunwari kita niyo yung kamay ko, tinakluban ko si s squared plus 4. It means that bs, sige, magpo-foil tayo dito kasi these include two terms, no, per function. So, this will now be bs plus c times s plus 3. Kasi tinakluban ko sa s squared plus 4. So, matitira sa kanya is s plus 3 and that s plus 3 will now be multiplied to bs plus c. So, sorry. Hindi umabot. Okay. So, this will be bs squared plus 3bs plus cs plus 3c. And yun po yung isusulat natin dito. Combine na natin siya with as squared plus 4a. This will now become bs squared. Pero tayo nagla-live selling dito. No? Bs squared plus 3bs plus cs plus 3c. And now, all of the values sa left side will be equated to the right side para makuha po tayo ng unknown values. So, sige, check natin at s squared. So, dito sa left side, meron tayong value for the s squared, which is 6. So, equate ko lang siya kay 6. Ingingin naman sa labas. Okay. So, tingin tayo sa right side. Ano dito yung may mga s squared din na elements, no? Isa dito si A. Meron ba si B? Meron. Si C, wala. So, okay lang. I-write ko dito is A plus B. Okay. Nice. At S. Okay. Ma'am, wala pong S element dito sa left side. It's okay. No, again, kapag po wala, pag missing, no, missing you, joke lang. I-equate lang pala siya sa 0. So, that will become 0 is equal to ano po yung may mga values ng S dito? So, unang-una, we have 3BS. So, wag natin isulat yung S dyan. That will now be 3B. Okay. So, okay tayo dito? Okay. Ano pa? Ayan. So, we have plus C. Okay. Okay na. Wala nang iba eh. At, the constant na lang. At constant. Okay, meron tayong constant dito sa left side which is equivalent to 50. And then equate lang natin siya sa mga constants dito sa right side. So we have 4a. Okay, 4a. And then we also have 3c. Okay, plus 3c. Okay, so actually pwede mo siya gamitan ng calculator to solve for the unknowns. I think that's mode. Mas may calculator ka. Yan nagkakamali. That's mode 5, 3. Ay, hindi pala, joke lang. Mode 5, 2. Yeah, mode 5, 2. And then you will be presented, sige, lagay ko na lang din dito yung matrix na susundin nyo for encoding the values, no? So, that will be mode 5, 3. Wala kasi akong simulator dito sa computer. Nasa laptop ko. And mode 5, 3. Pinutin nyo mo, ay, pala, mode 5, 2 nga. Mode 5, 2. That's mode 5, 2. And then you will be presented with a matrix na meron tayo ditong A, B, C, B. And then, ayan. Okay. So, si A here pertains to the coefficients of the first, which is si A. Si B here pertains to the coefficients ng B. And then, C here pertains to the coefficients of C. And D here pertains to the constant. So, and mind you that the constant should be equated, should be nasa labas. No? Kasi kapag part siya nung mismo equation, no, mamamali ka. No, mamamali yung answer ng calculator mo. So anyway, let's first have the first equation. Meron tayong value dyan ng A, which is 1. For B here, that is 1. Wala tayong C, we have a coefficient, a constant of 6. For the second equation, we have 0 here, we have 3, we have 1, and we also have 0 here. And then for the third equation, we have 4, we have 0, we have 3, and we have 50. So double check ko lang habang baka kasi mamaya mali ako. So this is 1, 0, 6, 0, 3, 1, 0, 4, 0, 3, and 50. Okay, that will provide you an answer for A. A here is equivalent to 8, no? B here is equivalent to -2, and C here is equivalent to 6. So if you want na mano-mano, kayo nang bahala doon. Okay, but again, if you want to ask me, no, hindi ko na papakita dito, but if you really know kung paano nakuha yon manually, check nyo na lang ako. Hindi ko siya papakita dito kasi haba yung ating sulat dito. No? Pero I have a solution for that naman. Okay, so kunwari na nakuha na natin yung missing values, yung unknown values, no? So, lagyan na natin dito. Sige, yung new matrix natin. Sulat ko dito. Okay, so this will now become y of s, instead of writing this one, yung pagkahaba-habang this one, no, I'll write this as y of s is equivalent to 8 all over s plus 3, okay, plus bs, so that's negative 2 s plus 6 all over s squared plus 4. Okay. So, after that, no, pwede tayong mag-apply ng Laplace kasi meron tayong unknown values. So, with that, no, this will be y of s is equivalent to, since 8 is technically a constant here, lalabas ko lang siya, this will now become the Laplace of 1 all over s plus 3. And this will become plus, no, ayan, very, very careful lang tayo dito ha. Ayan, baka kasi mamaya, malabas natin lahat. So, dito kasi, kung nalilito ka, himayin mo. Since common naman technically, si negative 2s plus 6 share the same denominator. So, kung ako, no, paghihimayin ko. So, instead of writing negative 2s plus 6 together, I will write negative 2 Laplace transform of s all over s squared plus 4, okay, plus 6 Laplace transform of s squared plus 4. But again, be very, very careful kasi baka mamaya, wala ka naman palang direct na Laplace transform ng 1 all over s squared plus 4. Kasi kung papansin nyo, s squared plus 4, pwede sana siya kung meron akong value na iba dun sa numerator. Kung 2 yung numerator ko, pwede. Pwede ko siyang palitan ng sign. No, sin 2t. Pero, kung ilalabas ko totally yung 6, no, na coefficient, baka maapektuhan yung Laplace ko. Baka mahirapan ako. So, instead of writing 6, no, hihimayin ko din siya. Gagawin ko, ang ilalabas ko lang is 3. 3. And then, may iwan dito yung 2 all over s squared plus 4. And then, I can use direct Laplace transform. So, this is simply 8e raised to negative 3t, okay, minus 2 cosine of 2t plus 3 sine 2. I'll check lang. Okay, and tama. Yeah, okay. This is the correct answer for this initial value problem. Ayan, medyo mahaba lang po talaga yung mga solutions natin when it comes to the IVP. Okay. Okay, so to summarize everything, no? Kapag IVP yung problem mo, you may consider these steps. First thing is to transform. Okay? Transform. Pag sinabi kong transform, automatic Laplace yung transformation niya, wala nang iba. Transform derivatives. Transform derivatives and other functions na included dun sa mismong equation. Okay? Once na transform mo na sila, you have to create a partial fraction problem. Ito yung part na yan. Yan, ito yung part na yun. And then, for step 3, you solve or you acquire the unknown values. Ay, nawala. The unknown values of the partial fraction problem. And then once you get the unknown values, you again apply Laplace transform. And then, yun na. Tapos ka na. Okay? So, medyo mahaba lang talaga siya. Ano? Ayan. Okay, so let's have another problem na medyo mataas, higher order derivatives naman. Ha? Iinom lang po ako ng water and magsi-CR. Wait lang. Okay, so let's have the second IVP. Then after the initial value problems, the mga problem, no, we will now move on to the shifting or first shifting theorem. So actually, madali lang yung first shifting theorem, no. Maikli lang as opposed to this one, no. Medyo mas maikli lang siya. Actually, depende. Kasi kapag yung normal na Laplace transform, tapos may shifting problem, super ikli lang talaga nung kanyang solution. Pero kapag inverse Laplace, tapos it involves the shifting theorem, yun, medyo mahaba siya. Pero wala pa rin tatalo sa haba ng solution nito. No? Okay, so let's have another problem that involves an IVP and involves a higher order derivative. Okay. Number 2. Let's have y double prime minus 3y prime plus 2y is equal to negative 40, okay, with conditions. But no, trying to connect changes can be lost. Oh, wait lang guys, hindi nagalaw yung aking. Ayan, trying to connect daw. Bakit? Anyway, okay. Ay, nawala. Okay. The conditions are y of 0 is equal to 1 and y prime of 0 is equal to 5. And again, katulad kanina, hinihimay lang po natin siya. Ano pa? Okay. Dito muna tayo. Okay, alam natin, pwede natin ipakita yung very, very lengthy na solution for the Laplace transform of higher order derivative. Alam natin that this is simply s raised to n. Since all of these are in terms of y, i-represent ko yung aking solutions in terms of y as well. So this is y of s, okay? Minus s raised to n minus 1 y of 0. Sabi ko nga, as long as meron kang bahid ng s dito, you will not have a prime, no? Or yung kuhet sa taas ng y. Okay? Minus, since, no, wala ka ng s dyan, okay, start na tayo ng y prime dyan. Okay? Ayan, dyan muna tayo. Diyan muna tayo. Okay? So with that, pwede na tayong maglagay ng values. So since this is a second derivative, so lagay lang dito tayo ng s squared y of s minus 2 minus 1 is of course 1. So that will leave us with s y of 0. Okay? Minus y prime of 0. And based nga po sa ating conditions, no, meron tayong condition for y of 0 and meron din tayong condition for y prime of 0. So this will simply be s squared y of s, oops, nawala, minus, ang y of 0 natin is equal to 1, so okay lang ba, isuot ko na lang siya as s, minus, y prime, so this will be 5. Ayan. Okay. So this is for the first term pa lang, no? This is for the Laplace transform of the first term. Ayan. Let's proceed with the Laplace transform. I think hindi siya kita dito, so dito ko na lang. Move ko siya ng county yan dito. Okay. Minus, so hindi ko muna siya isusulat ha. Hindi ko muna i-include yung negative. So, ang gagawin ko lang dito is negative 3 Laplace transform of y prime. Ganun. But again, alam din natin yung Laplace transform of a function in its first derivative. So, alam natin that this is simply equal, nabas ko lang si negative 3 dito, this is equal to s y of s minus, oops, mali. This is y of 0. Okay? And again, distributing everything, no? So this will become negative 3 sy of s plus y of 0 po is equivalent to 1. Ayan. So I'll check lang, baka mamaya mali tayo. Tama naman. So this is for the second derivative. And then let's have the third. Is there a second derivative pa lang? Second term. No. And then let's have the third term. This is 2y. So again, this is very, very simple kasi we simply need to get the Laplace transform of y. And again, this is simply equal to 2y of s kasi everything is in terms of y. Okay, and then let's go to this one. Okay? Alam natin that the Laplace transform of this one is simply 1 all over s plus 4. And then so we can proceed. Now, pag-combine lang natin everything. So, oops, nawala. Ay, merong ano. Okay. So, this is s squared y of s minus s minus 5 minus 3 sy of s plus 1 plus 2y of s is equal to 1 all over s plus 4. And katulad nga kanina, ang goal natin is ma-isolate si y of s. So, ang gagawin na natin, pagko-combine natin lahat ng terms na merong bahid ng y of s. So, ano po yung mga terms na yan? So, this is, This is s squared y of s, okay, minus 3s y of s, okay, plus 2y of s. Okay, and then lahat ng walang bahid ng y of s, pwede natin siyang ilipat sa kabila. So, ano yung mga walang bahid ng y of s? Si negative s and si negative 5. Both, kapag transposan sa kabila, will be positive. So, that will leave us with, 2 ba yun o 5? Wait nga lang. May mali ata ako. 5. Wait nga lang, I'll double check with my reference. I think mali ako ng sulat dito ng condition. I'm not sure kung ito ba ay 5 or 2. Wait lang. No, actually, gets ko na. May mali ako. Kasi 'di ba, here, and I think kung nasa room tayo ngayon, kaya niyo pa ako kinorek. This one. I forgot. I'm very sorry. I forgot to distribute the 3. Kasi this is 1, 'di ba? Base dito, 1. And kapag distribute natin siya, si -3, that will lead us with a positive to here. Yeah, gets ko na. Okay, anyway. Isin ko lang 'to. Yeah, gets ko na. This is 3. There we go. Okay, so kapag transpose natin siya sa kabila, this will be 1 all over s plus 4. Okay? Plus s plus 5 minus 3. Okay? So, sige, i-factor out ko si y of s. So, this will be y of s times s squared, okay, minus 3s plus 2. Okay? And then sa kabila naman, this will be 1 all over s plus 4. Ba't nawala? Okay? Plus s plus 2. Ayan. Okay. So again, goal natin ma-isolate. So, okay lang ba? Gagawin ko dito is that I will divide both sides by s squared minus 3s plus 2. And ganun din sa kabila. This will be s squared minus 3s plus 2. So kapag ginawa ko yon, that will leave me with y of s is equal to 1 all over. Okay lang ba ito i-factor ko? This one. So instead of writing s squared minus 3s plus 2, fa-factor ko siya. So, kapag may problema kayo sa pagfa-factor, pwede niyo gamitin yung calculator niyo again. So, that's simply mode 5-2. Mode 5-3. And that will give you a matrix na ganito na naman yung itsura. So, ABC lang naman dito. So, again, that involves you encoding the coefficients. So, for A here, that's the coefficient of s squared. So, that's 1. For B here, that's a coefficient of s. So, that's -3. And then C is for the constant, which is 2. So, lagay ko lang dito 1, -3, and then 2. That will give you the first value for the x. So instead of writing s squared minus 3s plus 2, I will now write, okay, x minus 2. And, sorry, but x? This should be s. Ayan. Okay. This should be s minus 2, and then press equal sign ulit. That will provide you with s minus 1. Ayan. Then, and s plus 4. Okay, s plus 4. And then for the other term, this will be s plus 2 all over, wala. All over s minus 2. Sorry, wala siyang s minus. Yeah, s minus 2, s minus 1. Yan. However, again, to create a partial fraction problem, kailangan maging common yung kanilang denominators. Katulad kanina. However, ang common lang sa kanila is s minus 1 and s minus 2. Walang s plus 4. And katulad din kanina, kunwari, may ididikit tayo kay s plus 2. Para kunwari, may nilagay tayo. Pero technically, wala talaga. Okay? So, what I'll do here is that didikitan ko sa s plus 2 na numerator ng s plus 4 and s plus 4 dito. Kasi nga, kailangan maging common fractions sila. So, kapag ginawa ko yan kay s plus 2, this will now become s squared. So, magpo-form method lang tayo dito. Plus 6s, okay? Plus 8. Ayan. All over, ayan, s minus 2, s minus 1, and s plus 4. And by doing so, we can now combine it with this term. And kapag kinombine natin siya dito, that will provide us with a final partial fraction problem, which is now equal to s squared plus 6s plus 8 plus 1 will now become 9 all over s minus 2, okay, s minus 1, and s plus 4. And with that, pwede tayo mag-proceed with the partial fraction problem. So, since all of the denominators are technically linear, no? So, pwedeng maging tatlo na ngayon yung unknown values natin. So, isa para kay s minus 2, s minus 1, and s plus 4. Okay. So, kapag ginawa natin yon, no, lagay lang tayo dito ng anong variables para kompleto tayo. Ayan. Okay. So, lagyan natin dito si s squared plus 6s plus 9 kapag multiply natin both sides by s minus 2, s minus 1, and s plus 4. So, kapag tinakluban ko si s minus 2, that will leave me with s minus 1 and s plus 4. So, pag fold ko lang yung dalawa ha, para at least may basis tayo. So, this will become s squared plus 4s minus s. So, that will provide me with 3s minus 4. So, kapag minultiply ko po siya kay a, that will provide me with as squared, okay, plus 3as, okay, minus 4a. Oops, nawala. Ayan, okay. And then, let's proceed with t. Pag tinakluban ko naman si s minus 1, ang magiging ano niya is s minus 2 times s plus 4. So, pag 4 ko lang din yung dalawa, this will become s squared plus 2s, kasi 4s minus 2s, no? Minus 8. Ayan. Okay. And then, kapag multiply ko siya kay b, that will provide me with bs squared, okay, plus 2bs minus 8b. Ayan. And then, kapag kay c naman, pag minultiplyan ko siya, no, that will simply be, pwede ko na nga siya yan. Kasi, meron man tayong copy nang hindi pa natin siya factor. Ayan. So, this is yung hindi factored version nito. Ayan, si s squared minus 3s plus 2. Okay. So, that will be c s squared minus 3cs plus 2c. Okay. So, again, katulad kanina, i-equate lang natin siya for s squared. We have 1 here is equivalent to a, okay, plus b, plus c. Okay. Lagay ka ng cross kapag lagay natin siya dito. Tapos natin siya gamitan. Okay. At s, meron ba tayo? Meron, si 6. Isa, so we have 3a plus 2b minus 3c. Okay, wait lang ha. I'll double check ba kasi mamaya may mali-mali na tayo. So, just to be sure, no? 3b. Okay, anyway. Sige. Baka kasi maapektuhan, but it's okay. At constant. Okay, so we have 9 here is equivalent to negative 4 minus 8 plus 2. Sorry, 4a minus 8b. Okay, so ito gagamitin ko na siya ng mode 5, 2. So this is 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, negative 3, 6, negative 4, negative 8. 2, 9. Okay, so base dito, no? Meron tayong value for A as 25 over 6. For B, we have negative 16 over 5. For C, 1 over 30. And then kapag plinag po natin siya dito sa ating, ayan, so Laplace transform, ilalabas ko na agad si 25 over 6 ha. So that will leave us with the Laplace transform of 1 all over s minus 2. Okay. Ayan. Ah, wait, sorry. Ayan, okay. And then plus the b here. The b here is negative 16. So sige. This is negative 16 over 5 inverse the plus of 1 over s minus 1. And our c here is 1 all over 30. So that will leave us with the Laplace transform of 1 all over s plus 4. So, sorry, negative again. So kapag ano, no, this is simply 25 over 6 e raised to 2t. Okay. Minus 16 over 5 e raised to e. Yan. And then this will be 1 all over 30 e raised to negative 4. And this is actually the answer. Baka lang magtaka kayo ha. Bakit po iba po yung solution ko? Baka sa mamaya nagsisolve kayo ng inyo, which is better, no? Baka magtaka kayo, bakit po magkayo po tayo ng solution, ma'am, but we arrived with the same answer? Baka po kasi mamaya, iba po yung denominator na inallot nyo for A. For example, yung denominator dun sa solution nyo ha, yung denominator ni A sa solution nyo is S plus 4, and then yung denominator ni B is S minus 2. That could really affect your solution. We could have a different solution kasi nga po, baka mamaya iba yung inallot nyo na denominator for that unknown variable. But again, that's okay, no? Kasi mahalaga dyan is that we arrived with the same answer. Ano po? Okay. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, since partial fraction siya and since all of these have an addition operation between them, it's okay na magkabaliktad tayo. No, magkaiba tayo ng solution. And with that, no, iko-correct ko lang din po yung steps na nilagay ko dito. Apply inverse. Sorry, pagod na ako. No, apply inverse Laplace transform. Okay. Ayan. Okay. So, lagyan ka lang din to ng negative, negative. Okay. Ayan. Okay. So, with that, no, we are okay now with IVPs. I think okay na tayo to proceed with, sabi ko nga, yung, tawag dyan, yung ano, shifting theorem. This is actually first shifting theorem na. Iba pa po kasi kapag second. So from the name itself, no, from the term itself, kapag first shifting theorem, mag-shift ka ng isa lang. No, isa lang. Isang beses ka lang mag-shift. Pero kapag second shifting theorem mo, iba na siya. So kapag first shifting theorem, sige, balik muna tayo sa basics. Dito tayo sa clean area. 'Di ba, before, for example, nagkuha tayo ng inverse Laplace of a certain function, no? The inverse, sige, wag tayo dito. Wag tayo dito sa generic formula na. Bigay tayo ng exact na example. Okay? For example, I want to get the Laplace transform of t. T na lang. O sige, t squared. Ayan. Di ba alam natin that the Laplace transform of any variable raised to a certain exponent will be simply n factorial all over s, ay nawala, raised to n plus 1. So in this case, this is simply 2 factorial all over s cubed. Okay? Pero kapag shifting theory, okay, first shifting theorem, instead of writing s, no, instead of simply transforming, di ba, sabi ko nga kanina, the t and the f of t stands for the time domain. And ang gusto natin, ma-transform siya into the domain, into the Laplace domain. So, graphically speaking kasi, kapag tinatransform natin siya, nagkakaroon siya ng, as in, for example, ganito lang siya. Transform natin siya as, at this point, as S, no? Shift natin siya ng S. Okay? Pero kapag first shifting theorem, to be exact, instead of transforming it into, ganun lang yung graph niya, sakto kay S, nasa-shift siya into A variables or A amount, A units. Okay? Hindi pala variables. No? A units. So, instead of S lang, medyo nasi-shift siya ng kauntian. Hindi natin siya alam kung ilang units siya. But again, those units are represented or dictated by A or the constant. So, for this one, no, for example, sige, idadiretso ko na dito ha. Kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng shifting theorem, or first shifting theorem, para lang din tayo nagla-Laplace transform. No? Ordinary Laplace transformation. Katulad ng ganito. No? What's the Laplace transform of t squared? This is 2 factorial all over s cubed. Pero pag first shifting theorem, no, Laplace transform of this one, hindi na t squared yan. Hindi na simply t squared yan. This is usually multiplied. No, we are getting the Laplace transform of a function na multiplied by an exponent or exponential function. What do I mean by that? So this is now t squared e raised to t. Yan. Sorry. A palit dito. May certain amount dyan ng shift. So, sige, lagyan natin siya ng value dito. Instead of writing A, I will now use -2. Ayan. Okay. So, ngayon, sabi ko nga kanina, no, medyo simple lang talaga ang solution when it comes to the first shifting theorem. No? Kapag ordinary Laplace transformations. So, kapag ganun, simple lang. Magsa-start ka dito. Imagine mo wala muna to. Imagine mo wala muna si e raised to -2t. Meaning to say, you have the freedom to transform lang based dun sa Laplace table. So, alam natin that this is 2 factorial. Ay, nawala. That this is simply 2 factorial all over s cubed. No. Pero again, since may concept of first shifting theorem, again, ano yung naging basis mo? Paano mo nasabi that this is a question under the first shifting theorem? Kasi may ganito. Yung function mo, yung original function mo is multiplied by an exponential function which is represented by this one. Kapag may ganitong bahid sa function mo, matik yan na isang first shifting theorem. Okay? And kadalasan, yun nga, once na ordinary Laplace transformation, meron ka dapat itong subscript, meaning to say that yung S mo is now shifted to S minus 2. Okay? Ayan. Pero, since this is -2, yan, S plus 2. Ayan. Okay? So, kapag po yung iyong coefficient na katabi ng t here is positive. Parang, kapag Laplace transformation of e raised to -2t. Diba? Kapag negative, nagiging positive yung s. And then, yung operation between the s and that constant. No? Tapos kapag positive naman yung exponent, t minus, What does that mean? Ano yung relevance nung sign? Kapag po kasi negative to, tapos ito positive, meaning to say it is shifted. Baka lang matanong ha, objective type of question, no? It is shifted to the left. Pero kapag ito ay positive, so meaning to say this will be s minus 2, no? that means that it is shifted to the right. Yan, baka lang matanong. So, what does that mean? Ano po yung final na solution natin? Sige. Ano ba ang 2 factorial? Double check natin using the calculator, ha? 2 factorial is equivalent to 2. So, meaning to say, instead of writing 2 all over s cubed, no, we are now shifting our domain, no, or our graph to 2 units to the left. So, meaning to say, this will now be s plus 2 cubed. Okay, yan na po yung sagot dyan. Okay? Yan. So, sige, another problem. So, for example, we are asked to get the Laplace transformation of e raised to 5t. Ayan, makikita natin na yung exponent, yung 5 dyan is positive. So, we are assuming or we are expecting that our problem or our function will be shifted 5 units to the right. Na. So, 5t, tapos this is t cube. And again, sabi ko nga kanina, kapag yung first step mo is that you imagine na wala mo na yung e raised to 5t. Mag-transform ka lang, yung ordinary. So, this will become 3 factorial all over s raised to 4. We all know that 3 factorial is 6, no? So, this becomes 6 all over s raised to 4. But again, sorry, hindi natin nilagyan ng subscript. Sabi dito that s will now be shifted to 4 units to the right. So, meaning to say, instead of writing 6 all over s raised to 4, this will now become 6 all over s minus 4. Sorry, saan galing yung 4? Nandito ako. This should be 5 kasi 5 units. 5 units. Yung 4 yung exponent na. 5 units to the right. Ayan. Okay. So this is now s minus 5 raised to 4. Okay. Ayan. So last problem under the Laplace of first shifting theorem na. So, let's say meron tayo ditong e raised to negative 2t. Ayan, negative siya. So, we are assuming or we are expecting that our function will be shifted 2 units to the left. Okay? Cosine 4t. Okay. So, again, ordinary lang. Alam natin that cosine will give us s all over s squared plus k squared, wherein k is the constant. No? So, again, kapag ganun po, this will be simply s all over s squared plus 16. So, wag natin kakalimutan na this will be shifted 2 units to the left based dito sa multiple na to. So, this will now be s is shifted s plus 2 or 2 units to the left. Meaning to say the final answer for this one is, is now, okay, s plus 2 all over s plus 2 squared plus 16. Lahat po ng s, sa madaling salita, kapag first shifting theorem, lahat po ng s ipapalitan mo lang ng kung ano man yan. Kung yan ba ay plus k or minus k, wherein k is the number of units shifted na. So, yan na po yung sagot siya. Okay. So, ayun no. I will be uploading an activity which you must accomplish until Thursday. Sige. Pag-iisipin ko pala yung deadline. But again, just expect that you will have an activity sa Canvas. Yun, regarding this topic. And expect that sa pagbalik po natin, I think on November 5 for G242 and Wednesday for G234. Now, expect that you will have a quiz regarding this topic. Ay, hindi pala. Intrams pala nun. But anyway, after all of the activities, you will have a quiz and you will also have, of course, your final exam. The topics will be composed of since the beginning. So, since prelim, so we will start with the matrix, matrices, up until this one. Yan na. So, pag hindi niyo po napanood tong video na to, no, um, hindi niyo po, malalaman yung mga gagawin natin pagkabalik, ano po. So again, the topics for the quiz for the finals quiz and for the finals exam ay cover to cover. So from matrices tayo up until this one, the first shifting theorem. So ay kasama din po pala yung mga complex numbers. Ano po? So yan lang. Thank you very much everyone and I'll see you soon. Okay, thank you po. Bye-bye po.